What's going on, pilots? It's your boy Kage, and today we're showing you a matchup of blue-white blockers versus green-red wing. Now, I've been working on this green-red wing deck for quite some time now, and just doing some playtesting like we do every Friday. I will be posting a lot more videos such as this on the channel, so just let me know what you think. I'm waiting for Digimon to give me the ban list so we can do some fresh new content, and also waiting for Sinister Order. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and show you some of the gameplay here. I believe Chozo is going first. I wanted to die roll, but I prefer to try to go second to see how the deck works in both aspects of first and second. And with that, we were playing. He did not like his hand, so we went ahead and did the mull, and then I was like, yeah. So after you do that, shuffle, and then the 6. And this again is a video prior to us knowing that you can draw first turn, which is still ridiculous to me. But yeah, went ahead and tapped it, put out the 6 shields. And we're about to get this kicked off. So Chozo is going first. Gonna go ahead and hit us with the baboon. Yeah, see, again, my bad on that one. I completely forgot that we couldn't draw first turn, or that we could draw first turn. So I was like, oh yeah, I forgot we can't draw. And then it's Bandai normal game thing. I didn't think about it, so yeah. And I believe I told him that was for 1. It's just a level 2. I was like, yeah, it's just a level 2, dude. So you just pay 1. But yes, with that, I think this was the blue-white build I came up with before we fixed it. So you'll be seeing the new videos with the other blue-white blocker deck. I kind of would go like a little federation with it. Start off my turn with dual Gundam. And also, this is before I fixed the deck as well. I noticed I was trying to go for breach, but in a fancier way, and you can really just simplify a lot of the stuff by just going ahead and sticking the cards in, and it already does it. So alright, my turn again. Yeah, I was basically trying to get it to where you drop low bodies to the ground you drop low bodies first and then start going in. Went ahead and accelerated with bird mode to give me the EX resource. Basically ramped me up to level 5 before he can get to it. And then I decided, you know what, screw it. I'm gonna go ahead and swing at the base. Now this is good if you don't want to invest too much into a single unit. You can go ahead and just start pinging for small damage, which we went ahead and did that. And then I think at this point I was explaining something along the lines of basically like, oh well, if you have a play, you can go ahead and like minus it or whatever, and then you can see what happens then. Go ahead and reading some bases here. This is the white base, which it's pretty cool. It's a good effect with the essentially, like, if you do not have a Gundam out, you get Grandpa out, and then that's if you don't have any plays, or if you're like later in the game and you have this up, it comes in handy, especially making more units and stuff like that to just start swinging with for the next turn. Pretty cool effect, So we went ahead and did that. Found the Grandpa token. In case y'all aren't familiar, Grandpa's RX-78. I kept saying it in shows. It was like, who the hell's Grandpa? And I was like, oh yeah. We call him Grandpa in the community, but yeah. And with that, I believe it's my turn again. I am now at level 6. That is a crazy number to be at, especially on turn 4. Went ahead and I believe here I pop out, yeah, Death Scythe. So Death Scythe effect, when I crack the extra, still keep me at a nice healthy level 6. And then I get First Strike and a Rested Resource, which, if you're familiar with One Piece, it's like playing something that ramps a Dawn. And went ahead, swung it to the base, and then proceeded to go ahead and swing with the lowest. I couldn't decide. I was like, do I do lowest or highest? And went ahead and just did the highest. You normally want to, and there we got a burst with Armoro, but normally you want to swing with the lowest just in case it's a base or something like just as such. But the cool thing about base bursting is pretty cool because it's not their turn, so you kind of get an advantage off of it, but at the same time, like, if I would have swung the other way around, that would have stopped my whole play, so it would have just kind of sucked. But I feel like base bursting is kind of cracked because of the fact that it works for both you and your opponent. It gets the life out of the way that you want it to get out of the way anyway, and then the base kind of just comes up and stops attacks, so you have to force attacks into the rest of the base. And for the most part, I like that for the how the game works. It's kind of a back and forth, especially considering that burst is a good option for a lot of stuff. It's not quite there yet for like a security control aspect, but you know, it's pretty cool. He has probably quite a few options here you can go into, so we just go ahead and see what we got. Ooh, drops the Ale Strike blocker. And then Kira. Now this is kind of ridiculous because, you know, he can spin back up my aggro, make everything basically just kind of annoying because it's a play where you're resetting your opponent from going aggro on you, and then you -2 this, and he takes 0 damage for that, so then just kind of eats it. And he was like, oh, do I want to attack that or do I want to attack base? And then he decided, you know, it's smarter if I just go ahead and attack the base, -2 that, and then have Grandpa just take it out, because at the same time, you're still getting the same result. It's just the base is finally cracked. Alright, now it's back to my turn. I'm trying to figure out how we gonna fix all of that. Now this is a technical difficulty here. We had one of the lights power down. I forgot to charge it before I brought it back over here. I will be making sure, if we're doing more videos in the future, to have these basically like already pre-charged and everything, so we're good to go. But yeah, went ahead and played a base by paying 1. It's a 6-drop base, so he's gonna have to throw quite a bit into it, or at least 2 attacks. And I'm trying to decide here how I want to go about doing this particular this particular thing right here. So paying the 2, I believe I drop back the dual Gundam. I really want to believe in Zap, I really do, but like the cost to make it super strong is just like not really worth it for right now. Hopefully set 2 has something good for Zap, but we'll see. So yeah, go ahead and play the base, play the dual Gundam, and then I'm deciding whether or not I want to swing into base or if I wanted to swing into Ale Strike, because I feel like Ale Strike's going to become a problem very, very later in the game, and I am probably correct. Like certain blockers, if you leave them up for too long, they become like huge pains in the asses, especially like with stuff like Justice Gundam, or not Justice Gundam, stuff like Ale Strike and Freedom Gundam. They both become really annoying, especially if you can get it to like do the -6 thing. Very, very irritating. And also, guys, if you haven't, I suggest checking out Wing Table. I am not sponsored by them, but it's a really good, handy tool to learn stuff and to learn what your paths are into the game, which taught me quite a bit over this past week. So, been using that quite a bit. we have a whole lot of resource up on his side, and he's trying to figure out, like, okay, so the only cool thing about this right now is the fact that, like, since I'm linked, he can't reduce AP. He can't reduce AP on Death Sight, which is awesome. So you kind of have to face him head on, or just kind of take the beating from you choosing whether or not to attack into it. Not gonna lie, I really do like that effect. I feel like in the wing deck, this is probably one of the GOAT cards in the deck, for sure, because of the fact that, like, the fact that it can't be minus AP is like you have to deal with that thread, or else he becomes like a pain in the ass after he's already fulfilled his usage for the most part. We got Grandpa coming out. Like I said, I was making a Federation build for this, so pretty crazy. Rested. Yep, so he rested dual Gundam, and then since you paired, he draws a card. This was not optimal, but the same, not from him. Like, the deck wasn't optimal to begin with, but like I was just testing out some stuff earlier before like stuff started solidifying, and I was just trying to see what I can get into, basically into the crevice there, and see how I wanted to go about doing so. And right now I believe we're facing down a 5 AP Ale Strike. Nope, can't do that, buddy. I let him take it back, because I had to remind him, like, oh yeah, you know, during linked, like, or while linked, he can't be AP reduced. I was like, you can AP reduce dual Gundam, but it's like you don't want to waste a card that good on a dual Gundam. So, like, because you can still minus the AP onto that dude right there. See, like, swings at it, hits it for big damage, and then, oh, actually it's a 6/5, I believe. Yeah, so and then you minus 2 AP, so it's 1/3. Kind of just irritating as hell all around. And then Grandpa can just take it out, and he had repair 1 on it. So anything with the white base trait, I believe, had repair 1 upped. So, like, if you have Grandpa and started at Grandpa, it's a repair 3, which is actually kind of stupid. And repair is a really good tool to use, especially when you're doing like chump cleaning, which is gross. So just trying to figure out where we're gonna go with that. We swing into, we swing for 1 damage, and then I was telling them, well, it's gonna go away either way, but we'll go ahead and close combat that before you finish this attack. So essentially, they're gonna both go out, because I want at least the trade here, because of the fact that you're wanting to keep at least some kind of momentum tempo onto the board, because, like, yes, it sucks to have to do it this way, but at the same time, like, you're really wanting to not have to deal with all that. Because, like, if you let him live on the board, then he's just going to heal it back off, and it's going to be gross. And we burst to the hero Yui. Nice. So I'll go ahead and draw. It's my turn now. Yeah, Death Scythe being not able to get minus AP is so good, dude. Like, it's ridiculous. So I was like, okay, we're going to go ahead, and I'm going to pop 3. Boom, birdie, and then I believe I had enough to basically go into, like, something else. And then 4 for the Shenlong Gundam, the Shlong Gundam, as I like to call him sometimes. And I was like, okay, cool, I'm gonna use one of these resources since I already have. I'm kind of far ahead here. 5/4. Now I have several options here. I can go ahead and start taking out units, or I can go for face. And I'm trying to put them on better habit for the most part. So we go for the face. Because I did recall that we had unforeseen in the hand, so I kind of had to go for face at that point. Only reason I say this is because of the fact that, like, you do something like that and you attack, and then like they -3 AP, you're down to like a 2 back down to a 2-hitter, and you just went into like somebody who's gonna just slough that off. And I think he asked me like, how come you didn't take out Grandpa? I was like, well, I mean, it's kind of pointless. You have the unforeseen in hand, so like basically I would just have swung into essentially a mirror force, and then he would have healed it off eventually, or he would have healed it down to like 1 damage, and I would have been sitting there looking dumb. I will say this, Strike is doing some super heavy lifting right now. I do like Strike. He is very annoying. I might not like Seed, but I do like it as a card. Like, I didn't respect it enough whenever I first saw it at the starter deck. I was like, I'm not playing this. Like, I played it in my red-white in the starter deck event and got 9th. But like, I don't know if this is like the thing I want to ride on right now. And then people were like, yo, dude, this card's cracked. And I was like, you know what? You're right. It is. It is actually kind of cracked. Yep, and we sit here and we're thinking. I'm pretty sure because of like where the life is at right now, like he's trying to figure out exactly how to go about killing everything on the board. There is a way to do so. Alright, swing, yeah, unforeseen. Like I said, that would have clapped me out to going to hit for, oh no, I hit for 2 damage, okay. Not really sure why I put 3 on there, but yeah, 2 damage, and then he would have healed off for 1. Double perfect strike blockers, not bad, not bad. Especially considering it's over the threshold for Shenlong to just start harassing the hell out of him. Anything that's like level 3 or lower, that's why I put the Shenlong out, to basically keep him from trying to play out anything that's like a smaller blocker, because it's like, okay, I'll just get around that. And I think at this point I'm almost ready to drop should be almost ready to drop Link 0. We're at 8, we can do it right now, but it would only like damage so much on the board. There's a lot that could get damaged on the board, and then I don't know why I didn't remember that it only did the 2 damage, so it was supposed to be like 1 damage up. But yeah, the next videos are going to be pretty poppin'. We do all the correct answers and stuff like that, and then we're playing different decks and all that. Well, I'm still playing red-green. But the fact of the matter is, like, I decided, okay, well, this is a good idea. Alright, so paired it, it's only, I think, at like I want to say it's a 6. And I'm basically trying to force in this, I'm trying to force in the block with the smaller guys. And I really wanted that L-Strike. I really wanted him to, like, because I get it, he was going to jump block, and then I was going to be able to, like, okay, cool, yeah. Now, at this point, I'm really trying to take out Grandpa, because I'm like, okay, well, Grandpa is going to be a problem if I sit there and let him live, essentially. And then I hit it. I believe it was still supposed to be alive, so slight misplay on both of us. I think it was only supposed to have, like, 1 HP left or whatever. But in this particular build, I did run Battle of Aces as well, so that probably just been a different tool around there. And then I think it put the resources in the trash. Yeah, so for this part right here, I was just trying to add back up on aggro, making sure that I had game next turn, unless he was able to just drop out enough blockers. Now, it is really important to start cleaning up board if you can. So leaving the Death Scythe on the board was kind of like, I wouldn't say risky. It was more so like he needed to get rid of like the bigger threat faster. And it's not that he misplayed or anything like that. I think I just kind of rushed in a little harder and faster than he was able to set up blockers correctly. So I'm not sure. He might have a play here. But for the most part, this is a pretty good game. I will be putting up the next ones in just a little while. I'm just making sure I get everything done here. But yeah, I believe the thought process here is either to find a way to get everybody back off of the board, or to figure out how to survive this final hit here. Yeah, and then he just goes ahead and shows me, like, yeah, I just have these and these guys. And from the looks of it, doesn't look like he was going to be able to outpace me fast enough for it to matter. But yeah, the next build we're going to see is probably the red blue ping versus this deck. And red blue ping is some fire, bro. But yes, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.